Hello, good morning everyone. How are you today? Well, weather-wise it's jolly nice. I have to say it wasn't forecast very good for this weekend, but it's lovely outside. Hope it is with you. Morning Elizabeth, Mary, hello to you. Beverly, hope you had a nice birthday last week, Mary. Who we've got on YouTube? Janet and Kat, hello. Another Janet and Colette and Mary. And oh, we're busy this morning already, aren't we? Sorry if I miss a few of you. There's so many saying hello. Debbie, hello. Geraldine. Hi Andrea. Oh, been sitting waiting for me, she says. Hi Ramal, I'm very good, thank you. How are you? Hi Brian in Ohio, and welcome back again. Sunny in Northampton in Sheffield. Jolly good, Caroline. Sheila's having her hair done. Lovely. I'll have to excuse the music if you hear anything. Way over that way somewhere is a pub, and it sounds like they're having a little bit of a do in the garden. There's a band warming up over there. Sunny in Cornwall, lovely. Hello, Miroslava, is that? Anyway, I've got a few new things to show you, and I'm just going to make a simple storage cube today. Do you remember the one when we launched Kim's Fabric last week, and I'd already made the big one here that I had a huge fig plant in. I want to make some smaller ones. I'm not going to bore you with making lots of them today, but we don't have a conservatory, but I do have a very deep windowsill in the kitchen which is full of plants, and I'm going to make these little boxes in all different sizes and put all the plants in them, so they're all coordinated. Morning Audrey, morning Sarah. And sunshine from Cornwall, lovely, says Pamela. I'm just going to turn that sound down because that's going to be really annoying, isn't it? No, I want volume off. Thank you very much. Things are going a bit slow today. Dull and misty in Aberdeenshire. Oh, hello Dagmar in Germany. Morning, Chris is in now. Hi Connie, hello to you. Now then, we have got lots of new fabrics kind of in the pipeline, but they're not on the website yet, so I might tease you with that later. But what has gone on, we've got cork back in stock, and we've got a new one for you too as well. There you go. So it's very, very autumnal, this one. If you haven't worked with cork before, it's a dream fabric. It really is. It's really easy to work with. It's quite soft and pliable. It's scratch resistant. It's waterproof. It doesn't fray, and it's a perfect fabric if you're making bags. I've even seen shoes made out of it before, because you can put it down on the ground, and if it gets dirty you can just wipe it clean again. You can iron it on the back. Don't iron it on the front because a very hot iron can buckle it. You don't need any special foot on your sewing machine. Don't go buying leather feet or anything like that. It's sustainable. There's nothing negative to say about this fabric. The cork trees actually benefit from having the cork, the bark. They're called cork oaks, from having the bark taken off. They love it, and then they flourish, and they can do it all over again. And it is available in abundance. So this one's got the little leaves on it, and it's got gold flecks in it as well, so it's a little bit posh. Oh, Mary loves the frame panels of Kim's. I thought that was quite a nice idea, because I've got a few left over from the panel that I used to make the big box with, so I thought I'd just frame a few. Did that this morning. Can join you live today. Grandchildren duties and a mini break away last week. Oh, I hope you had a nice time. Jane, hello Rose. Morning, Sam, it's sunny in Bedfordshire. I should be off down there tomorrow. Yes, it is washable, Lois. To be honest, I'd rather wipe it clean. I haven't put it in a washing machine because it's waterproof. So I don't think there's any need to. I think you can just give it a wash. In fact, you could probably give it a scrub. Oh, who was it? I sent a little sample to somebody. Oh, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. To see if she could make a dog bed out of it, because she wanted something that'll wipe clean, but the faux leathers can scratch very easily, and they can be quite cold as well, laminated fabrics. So this is warm. So yes, after I sent her a small sample, 3 meters was ordered and dog bed made. So morning Yvonne, hello Sue in Brisbane. Oh, Doreena's watching from a sunbed by a pool in Mallorca. Oh, is it gin and tonic time already? What time is it there? You're an hour ahead? I don't know. Hi Jill. Hi Chris. Home after 3 day shifts, caring for grandchildren. Oh, hello, Vicky in Melbourne in Australia. But some of your favourite quilts are back in stock as well. If you have a look on the website on debbieshawsewing.com, we've got the red one, the embossed floral, and another one I can't remember. But those are all back in stock, so have a look on the website for those. They're quite wide as well. I think they're 150 wide, but they will come pre-cut in 1/2 metre pieces. But that is your 1/2 metre piece, which is rather large, I have to say. I've made makeup bags with them before now. It's just such a lovely fabric to work with. Hi Susan, hi Angela. Hello Irene in Newton Aycliffe. Hello Darryl, hello Sue. Now dressmaking fabrics, we've been asked for a lot of dressmaking fabrics, so we've got, oh lovely Karen, we've got a lot of dressmaking fabrics. These are the newer ones. We've got some new jerseys as well. Oh, we've got some flannels coming in on Wednesday. These are cotton lawns. I'm imagining, so that's a little bit creased up, isn't it? Look how flowy this is. It's beautiful and it's fraying. I'm imagining summer blouses with frills and flounces and puff sleeves, maybe a really soft skirt with a gather on the waist, and a wrap dress would be nice, wouldn't it? So you'll have to have a look. I can't remember prices, but you'll have to have a look on the new in section of the website to find these. But it's quite nice to show you like this, because when you look at pictures on the website and we put a description and the size of them and all that kind of thing, you can't see this on the website, can you? You can't see how fluid this is. So it's lightweight, it is a lawn, but it's solid, it's not a see-through kind of fabric, but that is just so cool. So those two are, they only went on the other day. Hello Annette in Kansas. Is it Sheila's birthday? Happy birthday, Sheila. We had loads of birthdays last week, actually, didn't we? At work on a break. Deborah doesn't normally get on to say hello, but hello, welcome. I'm glad you did this morning. Welcome along. Then we've got butterflies. This one is this is a cotton, so it's not quite as fluid. This is feels like a quilting weight of cotton, but that is so pretty. The pink. I was saying last week, actually, wasn't I? It's quite nice to see summery fabrics, but with a dark background, because we are transitioning, aren't we? We're going into autumn time, so it's nice to have something that's quite summery that you can still wear in autumn and winter time. That's really pretty. We love butterflies. Morning, Brenda in Kentucky. Sheila says I've gone fuzzy. I haven't gone fuzzy. You've gone fuzzy. Nothing's happened here. Hello Alexa, glad you like the butterflies. Have we said good morning to Brenda shouting at me from Kentucky? Morning. I'm glad you like them. Purchased 2 new books this week. Half Your Christmas and So Advent Calendar, as we have welcomed twin grandsons to the family. Oh, congratulations. Hello Monty. Bobbin is out in the garden at the moment in the sunshine. She's going for a nice long walk with my son around Rutland Water in a little while, so very exciting. Hello Mina in India, welcome back again. Hazel says my website is addictive. Thank you very much. Do you carry on, you know, feel free. Hello Wavering in Singapore. Lynn can't see me on Facebook yet. Definitely there, Lynn. 220. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Go on, hit that like button. I don't know what it does, but hit the like button. Let's have a look. Jerseys. Now then, oh, shall I tell you? Working on some patterns, and the first one that I'm working on, which will be a few weeks yet, because need to get them all graded and all that kind of malarkey. But I was thinking this would make a lovely top, wouldn't it? You know, the kind of top that I wear a lot with the bat wings, that kind of thing. But look at that. It's jersey, so it's stretchy, but it's a really beautiful quality. And it's organic as well, so no pesticides used in the creation of this cotton jersey. Who's made it? Organic collection by Quality Textiles, it says on there. I think that's so soft and so pretty. And if you wanted to make a maybe a cuff in a contrast. Look at that. It's not a collection, but they go very well together. And this one again is, I love that one though, it's not pretty. I reckon you'll need about 1.5 meters to make a batwing top. No, just saying. And then we've got little flowers on this one, again organic cotton jersey, really lovely quality. And I know I'm teasing you, Linda. And then look at this one, more organic jersey, but it's got tractors on it. Tractors and forks and wheelbarrows and spades and that kind of thing. And this one would be nice for winter time as well. I think there's a lot of us that, myself included, I wear bright colours if I want TV, but I don't normally wear bright colours. I'm a grey girl off screen, and I do like dark colours. But this is, I mean, it's black, but because it's got these like square spots on it, it doesn't look like you're going to a funeral. But it's still dark, so it's still flattering. Anyway, that's it for now. My phone's gone dead. I'm waiting for Kim to let me know that new fabrics are on the website. So I'm going to keep checking that because she's on it at the moment. Oh, they should be there. So I can show you more new fabrics. We will get around to doing a bit of sewing in a minute. Hello Linda, a little after 6 AM in Michigan. Early riser. And it's 6:08 in the Outer Banks of New York City. Hello Carol. And Jane from Preston, Olivan. Yeah, it's really nice. You know, sometimes with jerseys, if they're a bit cheap, you can stretch them and the print kind of opens up. These don't, and they're really nice and comfy and soft as well. Angelina, I'm glad you like it. So you can go down there. Shall I show you the new ones then? Hot off the press, like now, literally just now these have gone on. Art Gallery fabric, don't we love them? Don't we love Art Gallery fabrics? The quality is amazing. Hello Linda in South Africa. Hello Lisa Fenn. Help me yell at Debbie on whether the scissors mug will be back in stock. Amanda, I think they're on order. Kim, if you're watching, have we got the scissor mugs back on order? I'm not in charge of the website, so I just relish in these wonderful fabrics that she keeps buying in. Isn't that pretty? Look at the little birds on here as well. Art Gallery fabrics are a premium quality of fabric. You'll know that as soon as you touch them. They're so smooth to touch. You can feel the quality of these. And we've got quite a collection here as well. I'll go through them quite quickly because we don't normally do so many fabrics on a Saturday, but we've just got loads coming in. Don't want you to miss out. I love the colour of that blue. It picks up on this one. Can't remember what they're called, but again, if you go to the website and look at new, it's debbieshawsewing.com, Debbie. So debbieshawsewing, all one word, .com. That's the website. And look on under new, and you'll find the new cork there. Or if you could just go to the search bar and type in cork, then it'll take you to all of the corks that we have available for you. Remember, they're all pre-cuts as well. Look how these go so well together. That's like a very, very deep. It's not black, is it? It's navy, very, very dark navy. I tell you, my favourite one is this one. It's got little birds. It's like a stormy sea, isn't it? That's probably what it's called. I don't know. And then finally is this one. And then that's it. I'll stop showing you new stuff now. That's everything. But look, you've got the deer and the bears. What's this one? Is that a raccoon? Rabbits, foxes. Love the colour on that one as well. That's it. That's what we've got. Yeah. You couldn't see the birds. There are birds there with the stripe fabric. That's the one, like the stormy one. These little birds here. And the one, was it that one with the trees? Little yellow birds in the trees, just dotted around. Right, place an order on the 26th of August. Tracy, that's a long time. We are looking at, I'll have a look at that when we come off, a different way of posting, because I think, to be honest, our little post office is a little overwhelmed. I made a point the other day of taking some sacks of post in really early, and we get emails when things start being processed, and it was the next day. So I took them in really early because some of these are first class and I wanted to get them out there. So I do apologise about that. We try and spread the post around actually 3 post offices, and some are a little bit quicker than others. So the date, if you get a confirmation email, that's the date that we actually take them to the post office. I can't guarantee when they process them. So, but we're looking at it. Yes, we do deliver to Ireland, Isabel. Mugs should be here next week. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. So yes, scissor mugs will be back in stock next week, hopefully. Amanda's walking the dogs and watching Facebook at the same time. Should do some sewing. Let's have a look. So I'm using Kim's panel. I've got a big table here, and I'm kind of put things too far away. Right. So these are actually the leftover pieces from the box that I made last week. Cut that very straight. And what I've done is to cut out 7-inch squares. I tried to centre these, and I've got that one a little bit off, so I shan't use that one. And I need 4 of these and a base. I'm not going to use one of those on the base because I think it's a little bit of a waste because you don't see it. So, oh, let me show you actually, because we've still got some of these left. We had hundreds. In a box, if you go for the bundle. If you were watching on Wednesday, then you'll have seen all of this. But if you weren't, this is the panel, which is huge. It's 150 centimetres wide by 60 centimetres. So you've got over half a metre in length, and then you've got 9 of the terracotta designs here, and then 2 long, more than long quarter panels. And I'd love to, I mean, we've sold hundreds of them, so I'd love to know what you're doing with them. To me, when I saw it, I just thought cubes and storage and conservatories, not that I have one, and kitchens and that kind of thing. And in the box, if you go for this one, there's the panel, and then there's half a metre of cream and half a metre of sage, which picks up on the green in there as well. So it's the affordable way if you wanted to go for contrasting fabrics, because you save a little bit when you go for those. And if you go for the set, it comes boxed as well, so it makes a nice little gift for somebody if you're thinking about that. Or you can just go for the panel on its own. So if you know what you're doing and you've got some fabrics there already to coordinate. Kimberly emailed me today. I love her iPad stand. Oh, is that on Kim's blog? Right, I'm just going to give these a bit of a spray because I've had them creased up for ages while my iron warms up. So again, I'm using 7-inch squares, but you can use any size squares you like as long as they're squares, because otherwise it wouldn't be a cube. Bev, I'm going out here, okay? Hello, Caroline. You do marry, there is a discount code. So if you're a member of my Half Yard Club, you will get 10% off anything on the Debbie Shaw's Sewing website. The 2 websites, I just want to say, are completely separate. They're 2 completely separate businesses, because I've had quite a few people saying that they can't use their Half Yard Club password on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. You won't, because they're 2 completely, it's like Sainsbury's and Waitrose, they're 2 completely different places. But if you go to the Half Yard Club website and look under About Me, it'll give you the discount code there. So when you go to the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, when you go to checkout, then type that in capital letters into the search bar, into the coupon box, sorry, and you'll get your discount on there. Right, so I'm using Bosal foam. I've just lost you over here a minute. There you go. And I've cut these to 6.5-inch squares so that I've got 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. And I'm going to, have I got my steam on? I'm going to put it the right way round, that would help, wouldn't it? With the glue side down. And where's my steam? Oh, we are steaming. I'm just going to iron from this side just to kind of fix it in the centre, and then flip over and iron from this side. If you're using Bosul, then you'll need steam. So this is Bosul single-sided fusible foam. I don't know if we've got any on the website at the moment, but it is on order, so it shouldn't be too long. Sue's been dressmaking, lovely. Create and Craft. I only know Create and Craft is on Freeview on 95, I think. I don't know what it's on everywhere else. If you have a look on their website, it should tell you on there. So I'm going to do this with all 4 pieces, and I've got a green base as well. So just chat amongst yourselves while I do this, because it's very samey at the moment. I don't always trim this back to the seam allowance, but on something like a cube where you want the corners to be nice and sharp, it just makes it a little bit easier. You tend to find if you leave the Bosul going into the seam, that it makes them a little bit round. My Facebook is fine, Beverly. I've got it on here now, and it's everything's going out okay. So it's problems not at my end, I'm afraid. Thanks, Lisa. Amanda's making a cake. Oh, don't let it burn, will you? Right. So 5 pieces I need to do this with. Could have prepped a little bit before, couldn't I? Been a bit busy this morning. Right, here we go. Yeah, I don't know what time, I can't remember what time I'm on Create and Craft tomorrow. I think the show starts at 11:45, if I remember right. I can't keep up with all of these shows that they do that don't start at the top of the hour. But I'm not on right at the beginning. There we go. Couple more. I need to trim that one a little bit. That wasn't quite 6.5 inches. Just trim a bit off the side. There we go. Does the fabric with the bears go with the cork? Oh, oh, that's an, oh, what have I done with that? The fabric with the bears. So that, hold the line a minute. I think that would work very well, because it's almost the same colour as the cork in the background. Nice idea. Okay, no, that one's not quite in the centre. I don't know. I cut them all out together and I didn't quite line that up properly. We'll put that one to the back. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then I've got just a plain green one for the base. Oh, Sarah, that doesn't sound very good. What's involved in that? She's having a bone density scan. They have to take a bit of bone. 12:45. Thank you, Claire. But it's I think it's a double length show, so I know I'm not on at the beginning because they've got some a new author. They've got a couple of book launches as well, I think. But it's their 51st anniversary. I was going to say wedding anniversary. It's their 51st anniversary tomorrow. Well, this year. So they're having a bit of a celebration, and I know that they've discounted every one of my books. So they're going to try and get as many of them in the studio as they can, because I think I've lost count, to be honest. I think there's 25, so I didn't put that very centrally. So, and I don't know what the discount is, but apparently they're discounting all of my books. So take advantage.
Coffee, dearest heart.
Oh, just please. Thank you.
Anyone else who run around?
Don't keep asking. Mind you, this lot are on the gin at this hour in the morning. You know, it's 11:30 nearly.
Fix that. We've got ice and lemon.
The tree at the end of the rainbow next to the pot of the gold. Missed that one, I'm afraid. All right, I think we're done with that. Just put my iron down there. Then we're going to sew them all together. It's ever such a simple project, but I just think having them in different sizes would look really nice. And because I've got, I mean, oh, it's not there now, is it? The fig plant that Kim bought that went in this pot last week in my kitchen window. Then I'm going to be making lots of different sizes. So Carol, is the square pot that I made here last week, I'm just going to make a smaller version of it. So these are 7-inch squares with what was left over from Kim's panel. But I want different sizes, because I've got some little tiny plants as well, so I thought little pots and then medium ones, and then just the one big one, I think, because that's going to fill the window. I just thought it would make a nice little arrangement. So I'm just going to sew these together to make a tube. So I'll just make sure I've got them all the right way round. And because, again, I've made this the foam a little bit smaller, then I can use the edge of the foam as the seam allowance, so you can actually kind of push them together so that you can feel the foam meeting up. And then we just sew down the side. Again, with bow saw, you don't need any special foot or needle or anything on your sewing machine. And I'm literally, let's see if we can do that. Oh, there you go, look. Oh, let's go that way a bit. Literally just sew down the edge of the bow saw. Now, if you do catch it, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. Don't go unpicking or anything like that. But it gives you kind of a nice guideline as to where you're going to sew there as well. So that's the first two. So let's put the next one on. Again, make sure they're all the right way up. So we'll line up these edges again. Didn't miss too much at the beginning, Bonnie. I was showing you for ages all the new fabrics that we've got in. Wednesday, we've got some flannel. And it's beautiful. It's art gallery again, but it's so soft. And with flannel fabrics, you tend to think, well, I do snuggly pajamas and children's wear and things like that. But I'm going to make a cushion cover, because I just think it's going to be so soft and snuggly, and you will love the patterns as well. Lois will have a gin. Right, the final one. So again, right way round. All her own drawings as well. Very talented young lady, my daughter. Want to follow you on Facebook, but seem to have trouble finding you on there. It's Debbie Shaw Sewing on Facebook. Right. So I'm just sewing them all together in a row, and then we'll band them round and make a square out of it. Oh, I love flannel, Sarah. It does take me back to when I was little. Actually, I was thinking about that this morning. Flannelette sheets. I used to love flannelette sheets. My mother loved them because she didn't need to iron them. She was got a thing about ironing. Do you ever thinking this morning when I was lying in bed? Do you remember the days before we had duvets? Because when I was little, it was you had your sheets, then you had blankets, and in the winter you had more blankets and more blankets. Then you had your eider-down on top of that, and it was a heck of a job making your bed every morning. So much going on. But I can remember when duvets first became fashionable, they were called continental quilts. Do you remember that? And I think my mum was a bit horrified. Continental quilts? And now I think it's a bit, I mean, does anybody have sheets and blankets anymore? A lot more washing to do, wasn't there? Striped flannelette sheets, yes. Stripy flannelette sheets. Oh, and do you remember, here we go again, Brentford nylons. And again, my mother having this aversity to ironing, loved a bit of nylon. I hated it. It went all knobbly. It was full of static. You wake up in the morning with your hair like this. I got long hair at the time. Horrible stuff. But you could drip dry it and you didn't need to iron it. Remember that? Candlewick bedspreads. Yes, I can remember. Funny how things come back, isn't it? Laying my candlewick bedspread on the floor and playing with my toy cars around the candlewick bit, the chenille bit, because it was like roads. We're making a cube, Daisy. So a smaller version of the big one that I've got there, that kind of thing. Nylon sheet. Oh, Mary, they were awful. Nylon sheets. Ugh. But yeah, Brentford nylons. I can remember going there. It used to be on the spot in Derby, I'm sure. But everything that you slid down the bed when you got in. Yeah, eiderdowns. Couldn't sleep under feathers now. Pressless fitted sheets. You were spoilt, Chris. We got what we got. We did have flannelette sheets eventually, but yeah, nylon sheets. It's like shiny toilet roll. Do you remember that? Was it Izaz? I-Z-A-Z something, and it was printed on the sheets, and it's not absorbent at all. We're going a little bit down the gutter now, aren't we? Should we do some more sewing? Now with the base, and I know I've talked about this a lot, and I still get asked quite a lot. And in fact, that's quite easy with the foam to explain, because it's quite tempting when you're fitting in the base to start with the fabric in the corner, but you need to overlap it. So with the foam, the edges of the foam need to meet, and that should overlap by the seam allowance. So if you're not using a foam or stabiliser or anything in the bottom, match your fabric up to the end of this piece of fabric. So if I'm sewing along this seam, you match it up to the end of the fabric, not in the corner there. So when you get to the opposite end here, that should again overlap the seam and match the end of the fabric. Now I'm not going to pin this or clip it because it's quite fiddly, but if you wanted to stick a few clips in there, then feel free. So I'm just holding that in place so I know where I'm going. And we're going to sew all the way around. Izal, that's it. Oh, horrible. Yes, Olivan and Diane. And feather mattresses. So who's in the States, or Brian? What have you had duvets for ages, or were you sleeping under blankets and sheets? Was it? I wonder if it's just different ways in different countries. Did you have nylon when you were little? Crimpline. I did have. I mean, you don't iron it. We were the most static kids, me and my sister. Going to bed without pulling the sheets back, so I was tightly pinned in the bed. Oh yes, blanket. Yes, that's nice. I do that now. Lisa doesn't have blankets. She has kittens to keep her warm. Yeah, I'm not liking ironing. Crimpline was a fantastic fabric for her. Actually, some of it was quite nice because it was quite textural, wasn't it? But yeah, drip dry, no ironing. We didn't have tumble dryers in those days anyway. Everything went on the line or on the clothes horse if the weather wasn't too good. Got my mind spinning there. What are the fabrics I used to hate when I was little? Airtex for your school shirts. Travera for your school skirts. These fabrics still around now. I only know the fabric content so much because we made mine. Made my school uniform. What was the one that Celanese brought out? Fabric. It was it rayon? Another nylon-y type of thing, wasn't it? Clean dress in the 60s, yeah. Oh, percale. You were a bit posh then. Percale's supposed to be a high quality of cotton, isn't it? These sheets. Still summer in Florida. Oh, too hot for 71 in Florida. Oh, I think we're coming out of the summer here. We had a little bit of unexpected heat last week, though, didn't we? It was very nice. How old are you actually? 104, Lisa. You're only 39. Of course, you don't remember anything like that. A tumble dryer in the 70s. Did you? Tumble dryer in the 70s? You must have been rich. You know, they were around then. Twin tubs. Remember twin tubs? So you did your washing in one and you're spinning in the other. And Lotus got 1940s Celanese knickers. Ooh. Go on, you, Lisa Fenn. I can remember, oh, what were they called? A dolly? Like a wooden handle with a brass end on it. My mother doing this in the washing machine. Gabardine coats. Oh, I had a gabardine Mac was my, for my first school uniform. Because she wouldn't buy me a blazer because they were expensive. So I had to go to school in a gabardine Mac. Oh, a mangle. Yeah, because if you didn't have a spinner, then you'd put your clothes through a mangle, wouldn't you? They're collector's items now, aren't they? I bet they sell a few of those on those salvage programmes on telly. At least I'm not old enough to go down the river and scrub against a what's it though? Yellow crimpling button-through dress. A dolly, yes. That's all sewn in. So again, where the corners have actually overlapped, so the foam's meeting. So now I'm going to turn this right side out. Ponchos, Jean. I can remember my sister crocheting a bright green and white poncho in granny squares. I was so envious. Oh, but yes, I imagine that, breaking your buttons on a mangle. A baby Burco boiler to wash the nappies. I don't know what a baby Burco boiler is. And who washes nappies now? Don't they even imagine? It's coming back, isn't it? Because I remember the kids looking into it when they had kids. The kids having kids. Like these eco nappies where somebody will come and take them and clean them and bring them back again. Wouldn't like that job, would you? Duster coats. Oh. When V was when V was a toddler, my mum called me Dolly Pegs because I walked like one. Fitted nylon sheets as a wedding present sent from England to Australia. Oh, they didn't like you very much then, did they, Pauline? So that's it. So I'm going to make the lining. Actually, that's a nice size to go with that one, isn't it? You can imagine that when my little set, when it's all finished. With that one, because the panels are turned out about 8 inches square, I think, on that one. I tore some cream fabric. I did it on the pictures as well, actually, and put it at an angle behind it and just frayed the edges a little bit, and then used part of the longer part of the panel to make the big squares with. So, but it doesn't need it on this one, I don't think. Right. More sewing squares together then. Persil. Your 20-year-old son had washable nappies, really? There you go. I can remember when my eldest was a baby, he's 40 now. I had disposable nappies. I think they were quite new then, but my mum didn't agree with them because my mum was she was quite green for her age, for her time, I should say. Upcycling and recycling and all of that kind of thing before it was even fashionable. Liberty bodies. And I can remember, so if she looked after David, then she would use terry toweling nappies. I didn't, but she did. And the bucket in the kitchen that she'd sling them all in till it was wash time. Liberty bodices. Is your ragdoll in one of your books, Denise? No, that is one of the projects on the Half Yard Club. That's Maddie. So you need to be a Half Yard Club member And there's Maddie, and she's got a friend Robin as well, a little boy. And actually they're having Halloween outfits for your next month's project, both of them, so that'll be a bit of work. Haven't started yet. Keeping your milk in a pot of cold water because they didn't have fridges. Oh no, we did always have a fridge and a freezer, you know, considering, I mean, even after my sister and I left home, Mum and Dad had this huge chest freezer. They must have had stuff in there for years. Yeah, everything was frozen. Nappy services. Babette's disposable nappies. I think that was the thing, wasn't it, Diane? It was, yeah, my mother thought it was a lazy thing to use disposable nappies. Thanks, Lisa. The cold shelf in the pantry. We don't have room for pantries these days, do we? Okay, so just like I did before, I've sewn all of these pieces. Oh, my coffee's going cold, isn't it? Together to make a square. Milton, they're just, Milton's still around, isn't it? Milton steriliser. So that's just the same as the outside. Oh, I could have quilted that, couldn't I? Mind you, be here all day if I did that. If you haven't used Bosul for quilting, not for making a quilt, it's far too stiff, but if you're making a bag or a box and you sew into it, even just sewing around the edge of the square, the stitches really sink into it because it's about a quarter of an inch thick, and it's perfect for quilting. You get a really, really nice finish with it. I remember doing that, Janet, ironing out wrapping paper, tissue paper. I can remember my mum saving cling film. I mean, cling film wasn't always around, obviously, but as she bought meat from the supermarket, she'd clean the wrapper of it and then reuse it again. And you never throw anything away. I consider the size of the dustbins we had then. There were those metal ones. Couldn't fit a lot in them, but we probably didn't even need one. Right. So just like before, when the base goes in, overlap the corners. So that's going to go to there. All right. I've got ink on my fingers, look, I can't get it off. I printed something on shiny paper this morning and all the ink slid off. So that's how it's going to go in. So it's overlapping the seams on each end. So the edges of the fabric are meeting up. And this time I'm going to need to leave a gap, so I'll do that here, so I can turn the whole thing the right side out. What's going on with you? Oh, that's okay, just got the end of my thread caught up. Let's pull that back a bit. So when you come to the corner, I'm going to stop with the needle right on top of that seam. Leave the needle down while you pick this one up and spin it around so that the raw edges are meeting. I don't think you can see properly from that one. But leave the needle down, overlap this one. So that, again, that fabric should meet the edge of the fabric so it overlaps the seam like that. And we'll do this all the way around. We used to have Karen saving milk bottle tops at school. Remember the little third of a pint milk bottles that we had? And we had sinks that were big, like enamelled sinks with 2 rows of taps over the top of them. And I can remember, you know, filling those up with water. It was somebody's special job at the end of the day to wash all the tops. You know, the chosen ones got to do that. And the sound of them swishing around in the water while you cleaned them. And yeah, I can't remember where they went to, but those were saved up for charity. Sat looking at lots of fabric and needing to make a tennis racket bag. Oh, that should be quite easy. Tennis racket. I've not seen any tennis racket fabric actually. That would be appropriate. So again, coming into the corner, stop with the needle down and turn it around. That was the thing. Wasn't cold milk in those days, was it, Karen? Remember to leave the gap. Now Wednesday, I'm going to do a cushion cover with this new flannel that we've got coming in, but I'm going to use an invisible zip, so I thought we could do a bit of technique there as well. And I don't think I've got an invisible zip foot, so we'll try and manage on this machine without it. Then I think next Saturday, I still haven't done this crossbody dog walking bag yet, so I thought I might get around to doing that as well. The guide dog, I think those were guide dogs for the blind, actually. That kind of reminded me. Right. Yes, Sarah, that's when the bin man would collect the bins from wherever it was in your garden. Over the shoulder, wasn't it? Didn't have to drag them down. I can remember that actually when the wheelie wings came in. Got to take them down to the road yourself. Yeah. Didn't always do that. Right, so I'm putting the outside of the bag of the box is the right side out, the lining's inside out. So when I put the outside inside the inside, the right sides are together. So let's push that down there. And just make sure that we match the seams around the top. Bins of ashes, yeah. Didn't they have bins with like chimneys on the top, so you could actually burn stuff in them? Health and safety these days, huh? So let's just line up the top. Now the outside's quite bulky, so it'll feel as though it's being squished in there a little bit, but it'll go. Christelle's moving house next Saturday. Hello, happy Saturday to you, Angela, as well. This is the lining fabric or the contrast fabric that's in the kit, Lisa. So it matches really well. Now this is going to feel really bulky now because Bosil has an attitude and it likes to fight back. So we're keeping this under control and just sewing along the top of the foam. That will make more sense when you can see clearer in a minute. Oh, we've talked about those as well, Lydia, before. Green Shield stamps, co-op stamps. The transistor radio that I bought with Green Shield stamps, listening to Radio Luxembourg. Do you know, I never had a school dinner. Always had sandwiches. And then when I got to senior school, I was allowed to go to the chip shop on a Friday. Although school would not allow the eating of food on the street at any point. So if you were caught eating chips on the street, then that was you were disciplined for that. So you had to eat it. I remember going to the Wimpy Bar and having, I can't remember what I had to eat, but we had a cola float. Do you remember those? Coke with ice cream on top. If I'd fancy it now. Oh, Brenda, that sounds interesting. A Lorna Bateman Country Gardens embroidery book. Now, are you going to sit and look at it, or are you going to make some of the projects? Right. So I'm literally just lining up the edges of the fabric, the lining in the outer, and sewing across the top of the Bosil. I don't know if you can see from there, it's probably not very clear. And again, with the Bosil, you don't need any special foot. You can easily sew straight over the top of it, like so. My daughter had her first school dinner, told me if a Pudgy had ready bread with a dollop of jam. Semolina, oh. So we've got that, and again, I've left a rather small hole actually, but I'm sure it'll come through. Do you remember when they put bags under the horses' tails to catch their business? No, actually, Maureen. I can remember my dad, because living in country, you get a lot of horses walking up and down, not on their own, obviously. And my dad rushing out with a shovel every time a horse went past, so he could put manure on the garden. It was ever so embarrassing when you were a kid, and there's your dad shoveling what's it off the road. Yeah, that free manure did his roses the world of good. Hello, Monica in Mexico. Oh, good. I love it when you're giving things away and you're selling things. I love it when you make a bit of money out of your sewing. No, you didn't start school till you were 5, did you? Right. So it's all very creased up now, but we'll give that a press in a minute. So I have an hole in the bottom. So I'm just going to sew that over. I'm not worried about changing the colour of the thread or making this particularly neat, to be honest, because I'm going to stick a plant in it in a minute. Mandy's been with the grandkids. Oh, won't see so much of them now they're back at school again. They get weekends off, and weekends are my busiest time, so it's juggling stuff. So that's that. Let's push that inside and we'll give it an iron. I can vaguely remember Mary having manure delivered to the driveway, literally on the driveway, right up against the garage doors, and having to kind of shuffle around it to get to the house. Yes, nightmare, but when you've got mates coming round and you've got a pile of manure in the garden. No school lunches in Australia, really, Alexa? No, my mum wouldn't pay for them. Had sandwiches. She was very creative with her sandwiches, I have to say. Sometimes she'd make them up with the night before and put them in the freezer. So by the time lunchtime came round and they'd eventually defrosted, you got soggy sandwiches. And if you got a little bit peckish at break time, you'd got a solid ice sandwich. But I used to have things like sugar sandwiches. That's healthy. Tomato ketchup sandwiches. I think she just used to forget about buying stuff in for sandwiches and just look what she got. My worst one was beetroot sandwiches. I didn't mind beetroot, can't eat it now, but I didn't mind beetroot, but it stained all the bread red. That wasn't so nice. Oh, Lisa. So yeah, what crazy sandwiches did you have made for you? I'm not saying do you make, because I'm hoping we don't do things like that now. Banana sandwiches were very nice, I have to say. But they go black by the time it was lunchtime. That wasn't so nice. Apple sandwiches with sugar on top. Tomato ketchup. Oh, I don't like tomato ketchup. Love tomatoes, and I know there's probably nothing in tomato ketchup apart from tomatoes, but I can't bear tomato ketchup. Egg rolls. Oh, do you remember shrimp paste? I quite like shrimp paste. It came in little tiny pots like that. And crab paste. Butter and sugar. Oh, brr. Oh, and Heinz sandwich spread. That was a bit pickly, wasn't it, from what I can remember? Pork luncheon, yes. Salad cream sandwiches, yes. No mayonnaise in those days. Only salad cream. Thinly sliced Milky Way. Milky Way sandwiches. I would imagine very nice, but so bad for you. Caroline still has ketchup sandwiches. Anyway, what I'm doing while we're talking, if you're interested, if you steam over the bosal, I mean, ideally for a box like this, you'd have your tailor's ham, but it's going to be very wrinkly when it comes out. What have I got that I can shove in there? I'll try this from last week, my pothole that we made the other day. I'm not putting my fingers right underneath it though, because that steam's going to come straight through. Maybe not, dip from the inside. Your bosal will be very wrinkly, but they come out when you steam them, so don't worry about that. Oh, fish finger sandwiches with vinegar on them, crisp sandwiches. And mustard sandwich. Fish finger sandwiches I could eat now. Getting hungry now. Sandwich spread. Anyone remember the guy who came round to write the street lamps? Maureen, were you born in the Victorian days? Mind Would you? I suppose in, you know, if you're not in a town. Sandwich spread and cheese. A Mars bar. Oh, Caroline, a Mars bar in between 2 slices of bread and heat it so it started to melt. Honestly. Right, and I'm just going to sew around the top. Because I didn't put the foam all the way to the edge, I've got the seam sitting on the top, which is quite nice, but that will move, so I'm going to just top stitch around the top just to hold that in place. Tuna salad. So we'll take that off. Banana and peanut. Oh, what do you like? Yeah. Can't see that. Can't see that much either. So again, just about, well, I'm using the edge of the foot as a guide, and I've lengthened the stitch for a couple of reasons. Makes thicker fabric easier to sew and quicker, and it's a top stitch, not a seam, so it doesn't have to be small and strong. Lemon curd. Oh, lemon curd sandwiches, that was another one. Yeah. Lemon curd tarts. Can you still buy lemon curd? Do you have all of these kind of things in India and in Australia and in Ohio, Brian? Is that, are we? We're not alienating you, are we? Talking about the kinds of sandwiches we had when we were younger. What would you have? Anything different to what we had? Let us know. Cheese and ketchup sandwiches. Not so bad. Chocolate spread. Oh, and the sweet things on sandwiches doesn't seem right, does it? Mind you, the kids have honey on toast, so same kind of thing, I suppose. Beetroot. Oh, does it? Beetroot helps with your waterworks. Sue, how do you make lemon curd? Oh, Deirdre, I would have loved a school lunch. I sat with the poor kids that couldn't afford them. Treacle tarts. Oh, can't bear cucumber, Karen. We are done. I think in retrospect, I would have, did I switch that off? I would have quilted it. Should have done that right at the beginning, but it would have been quite time consuming. And maybe even do some cross hatch quilting across it. That would have looked nice as well. But using the bow stole, again, it's a nice kind of sturdy box. Well, obviously it's still a little bit squishy, but it's going to be nice to put quite a big plant in there, actually. So I'm going to make some smaller ones as well. So I've got that one and that one. Might take the pictures in there as well. So I've got this quite deep window, so it has got side bits on it. So I can put pictures on the wall and then have a whole display of little pots there as well. Some of my school friends had sugar butties. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Right, so Wednesday, invisible zip in a cushion, and next Saturday we'll do the crossbody dog bag with poo bag hole, for want of a better word. Sliced cucumber and onion soaked in vinegar. Sugar and raisins. Oh, what was the mincemeat? Mincemeat sandwiches was another one. Okay, now remember, if you're a member of the Half Yard Club, I was going to show you the next project actually. It's an exploding box, but I forgot, so I shall show you that on Wednesday. That'll be out on the 15th. Thank you, Mary. Cheese and actually cheese and apple sounds quite nice. So I'll see you again. What was I going to say? Oh, don't forget, if you're ordering anything off the website and you are a member of the Half Yard Club, put in your code for your 10% discount. You get 10% off anything that you order on the website. If you do forget, then let me know and I can refund it to you. But don't forget the discount. Okay, so I shall see you again on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So I hope you enjoyed that. I might make another one for YouTube. I need to do this one actually, I'll do that in a second. Last week's project without the chat, so I shall do a bit of recording this afternoon, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I shall see you again on Wednesday. Let me just double check over here, we're okay. Actually, don't forget I'm on Create and Craft tomorrow, if you wanted to come along and join us. I'm only making a short appearance, so somewhere around about 12 o'clock, I think. So come and say hello. They do emails at Crate and Craft, I don't know. But come and say hello anyway if you can. Fun reading all your funny sandwiches. Cream cheese and jam sandwiches when she was little, says Laurie. Oh, I'm going to be talking about sandwiches for the rest of the day. I want to go and ask Gary what his mother used to make him, sandwich wise. Okay, I'm off. I shall see you again either Crate and Craft tomorrow or on here, Facebook and YouTube on Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye bye.